What up, my people? Welcome back, y'all. We got a few things we need to talk about. Let's start with this because I got my notebook right here. So let's start with this. We played the Bears Sunday. We play 3:30 Sunday, 3:25 usually is when the time, the latest it starts. But we play the Bears. My Eberflus going back to Chicago. Um, I kind of see this game differently from what everybody else sees it, how everybody else sees it. The reason being, I watching Dak. First of all, let's give props to Dak. Dak is playing with so much confidence. He's playing with so much more confidence that I've ever seen him play. Like, and it's a light bulb that came on in his head in that fourth fourth quarter in overtime. A light bulb came on in his head. He realized in that game against the Giants that if I don't have CD Lamb, I don't have to always use CD Lamb. I got George Pickens. And you saw that brewing in the fourth quarter in the overtime. You saw that. Look, I'm telling you, this offense finna go crazy. This offense finna go crazy. As long as that keep playing the way he's playing, and yeah, he threw an interception against the Giants, but that actually touched the ground. So but he had pressure in his face, so he forced that throw just like Russell Wilson forced that throw when Donovan Wilson picked it off. But it happens in football. That happens in football. So I'm not gonna knock him on that one. I'm not gonna knock him on that, even if he had to wait. Well, he couldn't wait, but George Pickens was coming open over the top on a deep post. But like Dak has figured it out. Now, mind you, Dak has always been a good regular season game, but it was always known, it was always said that we can't beat the good teams. We'll beat down the sorry teams. But I just watched this game against the Giants, but I know in the past that the Cowboys would have folded. We would have lost that game. But because of Dak would not allow us to lose that game. Dak wouldn't allow us to lose that game. And the defense kept fighting and they kept pushing. They kept fighting and they kept pushing. And they pulled that win out. But there's some things they're going to fix. I feel they're going to fix when it comes to the defense because the coverage. The coverage is to where it cannot be fixed. It's just about the communication because of the where certain people were in certain areas. So defense should be. I believe it will be fixed. I believe that they should play a lot more man-to-man coverage because of the corners we have. They are more man-to-man cover corners, other than zone. We didn't play a lot of zone when Dan Quinn was here. We didn't play a lot of zone when Dan Quinn was here. I don't think we play a lot of zone with Zimmer. If he did, he disguised it well, but at the same time, to get back on Dak is playing in a different way. It's like he's understanding things better now. Because if you look at it, if Miles Sanders doesn't fumble that ball, and if CD Lamb doesn't drop the balls he dropped, we would be 2-0. In spite of the defense playing the way they did the second game, we would be 2-0 heading to the Bears. Now, I think it's just me based off what I've seen when it came to the beef between Bubba Dub and Trayvon Diggs. I think Trayvon Diggs might have 2 interceptions in this game. Hey, baby. I was talking to my wife. Yeah, excuse me. I was talking to my wife.
Yeah, he was just talking to his wife.
But yeah, when it comes to Trayvon Diggs, the beef that him and Bubba Dub have right now, like, this might have lit a fire under Trayvon Diggs. I might be wrong, but sometimes those type of things happen, and it might push Trayvon Diggs. It might, if you haven't checked out the beef when it came to Bubba Dub and Trayvon Diggs, go look at it on it's all over YouTube. But in Trayvon Diggs, I think he'll get 2 interceptions, but it's just the go off the offense right now. Let's go to the defense. I think the defense will play better. I don't think you should put Donovan Wilson back there to play deep coverage in the zone. I think it should be more of Malik Hooker and you bring Donovan Wilson down in the box. That's how I look at it, and I think that's where they play best at. Linebackers played better. Kenneth Murray played better in that game against the Giants. He was a big difference from when he played against the Eagles. It was a big difference. He played great. Coming up for tackles. Yeah. Damone Clark still looks a little iffy out there. And Sanborn, he's a smart football player. He's just slow. He recognizes the plays and everything. He's just slow. But then we got James supposed to be coming back. But at the same time, we got Demarion Overshawn coming back. So we just need them to hold out until Demarion Overshawn comes back. Once he comes back, we'll be good. This defense will be better than advertised. It would be better than what was shown. Like everybody say we got scorched the first week against the Eagles. No, we didn't. It's just Jalen Hurts took off running. A.J. Brown had 1 catch. Devontae Smith had 3 catches. Jahan Dotson had the deepest, longest play for the Eagles. And nothing after that. So the defense didn't get scorched. Like, Eberflus made the proper adjustments in the second half. And everybody say that if we had Michael Parsons, we would have won. If we had never fumbled the ball, we would have won the game. If CeeDee Lamb hadn't dropped the catches, we would have won the game. But CeeDee Lamb a dog, so he didn't make no excuses for himself. So we're not gonna make excuses for CeeDee Lamb. But I don't think CeeDee Lamb will ever have a game like that again. But everybody said if we had Michael Parsons, we would have won that game. But will we have won that game if we had Michael Parsons? Because we wouldn't have had Kenny Clark. People are not looking at that. If Michael Parsons was on this team, then Kenny Clark wouldn't be on this team. And everybody has to admit that when it comes to our run defense, it is way better than it has been within the last 3 years with Kenny Clark. But people are not talking about that. All they want to talk about is Michael Parsons being gone. If Michael Parsons was on the team, we would have had more pressure. We probably would have had pressure on the quarterback, but the running back would have been running all up and down field on us. Saquon probably would have. Ain't no runner. No runner that we done played. It's only been 2 weeks. I feel that you don't really know the type of team you got into the 4th and 5th week. But ain't no runner has gotten over 67 yards rushing on us. I think Saquon had 66. I think Scatterboo probably had like 40 something. Come on now. I've seen it to where Saquon and he was pushing to get that in the first half, but we made the adjustments. Like Kenny Clark is a big help when it comes to their defensive line. And it's crazy, other than James Houston, that our sacks have come from D tackles. A lot of people look at Marshawn Nealon as being a defensive end. I look at him as being like an Osa. I look at him as being more of a D tackle because that's where I would play him at. That's why I wouldn't play him at the one tech D tackle. I look at him as being like a Solomon Thomas Osa. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at Marshawn Nealon. And that's actually how I play Madden. So that's how I play Marshawn Nealon in Madden. And that was before we got Kenny Clark. I would have him and Osa at D tackle. But Dante Fowler, you would think by him being a starter with the Commanders, and even with us the year before he went to the Commanders, Michael Parsons was on the team. He had, I think, he had like 6, maybe 7. I might be wrong about this. He had a lot of sacks. I think he had 9.5 sacks with the Commanders. Michael Parsons wasn't on that team. It was him and Dorrance Armstrong with the Commanders. I think he had 9.5 sacks. So if he can get that many with that team, what is he doing differently to where he can't even get pressure on the quarterbacks? And the offensive line we just played with the Giants, like, they terrible. They terrible. We got 3 sacks in that game, but the offensive line is terrible. And Dante Fowler is not doing it. They're not doing it. Dante Fowler is not doing it. Sam Williams, he iffy with it. He iffy with it. He the one that caused that interception that Russell Wilson threw because he was in Russell Wilson's face. But you see most of the pressure that we're getting from our D tackles, though. Other than James Houston. Most of the pressure, even in the Giants game, most of the pressure was coming from the D tackles. That's not good. That's not good when your D tackles are more upfield than your defensive ends. That's just not good. But I think when everybody comes back, I think the Marion Ocean should be back by the Chiefs game. I think when everybody comes back, pending that no one else get hurt, I think Cooper Beebe will be back. I think he will be back by after the bye week. Yeah. I think Cooper Beebe will be back after the bye week. But with Deron Bland coming back, Revel coming, I done counted Caden Carson out. I done counted him out. He lost all his confidence before he got hurt last year. So I just counted him completely out. But when Deron Bland comes back and Revel comes back, like, we have a nice cornerback room, even with Josh Butler. I like the things that Josh Butler did last year. And I think, to be honest with you, Josh Butler, so far from what I've seen in 2 games, Josh Butler looked better last year than Kyer Elam, how Kyer Elam looks in 2 games. But that's just me and what I see. I think Kyer Elam's technique at corners, like, he's overthinking himself. And even with Trayvon Diggs plays some the things that Trayvon Diggs did against the Giants, like, he went up in press coverage and then put no hands on the receiver, on Malik Nabels. He didn't put no hands on him. He in press coverage, and I saw him just run right. He moved to the side and just ran right past him. Trayvon Diggs moved to the side and allowed Malik Nabels to run right past him. And he was giving the inside up. I guess he was thinking that maybe Donovan Wilson was going to be back there. But no. a lot of those plays, it was Trayvon Diggs' fault on touchdowns. It was Donovan Wilson's fault on touchdowns, and it was Kyrie Elam's fault on touchdowns. Point blank. But they need to hold themselves accountable, just like CeeDee Lamb was holding himself accountable. Because it was their fault. But once this defense started clicking the way it should click, the way I'm looking at it to click, and I also think that Jerry Jones is going to make at least one trade by trade deadline. And the person I think that he's going to go after is Trey Hendrickson. I think he's going to go after Trey Hendrickson. And in my little own dream world, I think he will go after Trey Hendrickson and Minkah Fitzpatrick from the Miami Dolphins. That's just that second one, Minkah Fitzpatrick, that's just in my dream world. But I think he's really going to go try to get Trey Hendrickson. I would love for him not only to get Trey Hendrickson, but to get Minkah. And if that happens, that totally changes our defense. Top and bottom. That totally changes our defense because if we do this Trey Hendrickson trade, my D-line would consist of starting Jadeveon Clowney, Osa, Kenny Clark, and Trey Hendrickson. That's a mean D-line. That's a mean D-line. My corners. Let's say Ravel comes back. My corners would be Diggs, Bland, Ravel. Between Ravel and Josh Butler. Kyrie Elam is not it. Just use him in rotation. My safety, Malik Hooker and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Mean defense. Linebackers. Maris Leofau, Kenneth Murray, and then Marion Overshawn. Them are my linebackers. That's a mean defense. But they got to communicate. Communication when it comes to defense is key. Communication when it comes to defense is key. If you're going to press this, if you decide that you're going to press this corner, especially if you're playing, it don't matter if you're playing zone or man-to-man, and you got a safety up top. If you know you're going to press this corner, let your safety know. Hey, I got this. I'm finna press him. I'm going to press him. So he get on top of me. You got it. You got to have that type of communication. You got to have that communication. If you got that communication, like this defense can go so far. Offense, I'm not worried about. The offense just got better based off the Dak Prescott and George Pickens connections. And mind you, Turpin is coming back. I keep Turpin out into the Green Bay game. I need him fully healthy in this Green Bay game. And I know the Chicago Bears game is first. But I don't want to take no chances when it comes to the Green Bay game because I need everybody who can play, I need them playing. But Turpin might play. He said he ain't trying to miss this game. He said his shit got to be falling off for him to miss that game against the Bears. So I can't wait. I'm calling that game live, just like I did against in the Giants game. I will be calling that game live. But the Cowboys are better. Like, it's just I need Eberflus to be smart. And then you said, Eberflus also said that we going to be multiple defense. Multiple defense. I figured when he said that, like, we was going to be in 3-4 at times and 4-3 nickel at times. I've yet to see a 3-4. I think we will be better at 3-4. But at the same time, I wouldn't run it every time. Because if I'm gonna work a 3-4, I have right now Sam Williams. I, well, no. I have James Houston. I have James Houston and Jadeveon Clowney coming off as the outside linebackers in the 3-4. And then of course Kenny at the nose tackle. I have Osa on one side, and I have either Marshawn Nealon or Sam Williams on the other side. That's a mean front five right there. But the thing about that 3-4, sometimes you're gonna try to have those outside linebackers who are also considered DNs in the 3-4, because they mainly rushing. Have to drop back in coverage. And Jadeveon Clowney, that was his problem when he was in Carolina. They had him dropping back all the time, like he said in the interview. And that's not what he does. That's not what he does. But adding Jadeveon Clowney helps our run defense too. What people don't realize, it's gonna help our run defense too. But I still haven't changed. Like, I think this team is better than what people give it credit for. They just gonna have to click together, especially on defense, and communicate. I still have them going 12-5. I still had them going 12-5, and I had them beating the Eagles. To be honest with you, I had them beating the Eagles because I knew that the Eagles wasn't the same team that they put out on the field last year. They lost key players. The Eagles lost key players, and I still don't look at the Eagles as being this top elite team right now. To be honest with you, I have Buffalo and the Chargers way above the Eagles right now because of what I've seen, the eye test, and what I've seen in the first 2 weeks. The Buffalo Bills look like a better team. The Chargers look like a better team. To be honest. Better team, more physical team. Like, I might can say the same thing about the Buccaneers if you want to be honest. The Eagles are not the same team. And I'm not saying that just because I don't like the Eagles, because I really don't like the Eagles. But I know what I see. And for anybody to say that the Eagles are still the same team, no, they're not. No, they're not. If it weren't for that interception when Travis Kelce dropped that damn ball in the end zone, because that was a touchdown. If it wasn't for the Miles Sanders fumble and the CeeDee Lamb drops, the Eagles right now would be looking at 0-2. They ain't did nothing spectacular other than this tush push where they jumping outsides. False starting before they even hike the ball on the tush push. And a lot of people not going to like what I'm saying about that, but it's facts. Anytime a official say that's a play that it's hard for them to officiate, they like it is what it is. Don't use it. Had them doing quarterback sneaks like everybody else. Just simple. You can't allow them to do certain things on offense that you want to allow them to do on defense. I'm just saying. You get on kicks, on field goals, to where the defensive player can't stand over the center, but you can have this whole offensive line, and other players come up to the line and just come and push. They gonna go to the offensive line going at your legs, and everybody else is just pushing the quarterback forward. No, that ain't me hating. That's me saying it's not football. It's not football. What makes that football? Because it's a play? It's not football. Period. But to some it is. That's what they feel. I just feel differently. I This ain't trying to sway nobody over to my side. I'm just telling you what I feel. Simple. But we got the Bears. And the Bears, to be honest with you, they're not finna let you come in and just push over them. They don't want to go 0-3. Just like you don't want to go 1-2. We're going to their home. And it's supposed to be rain. So I think that we should run the ball more. I don't know, still don't know if Jadon Blue is going to play or whatever. I'm not a fan of Miles Sanders. I think them knees on him bad. I'm not a fan of Miles Sanders. But I think that if we got Javonte Williams and Jadon Blue, I think, yeah. But I got that score 38-13. If the Cowboys play up to the level that I feel that they can play up to, it shouldn't be a hard game. If they still trying to figure out their defense, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. If the Cowboys go into this Bears game still trying to figure out their defense, it's a problem. Because you ain't going to have time to try to figure out the defense against Green Bay. You ain't got no time for that. We need you to get this together now. And like I said, the Bears offense ain't no slouch. They got DeAndre Swift at running back. They got Caleb Williams. They got the Woozier receiver. They got Luther Burden. They got DJ Moore. They ain't no slouch. I think they got committed at tight end. They ain't no slouches. Caleb Williams can make every throw. He can make every throw, but if you rush him out their pocket, yeah, you get some picks. And that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting Jadeveon Clowney, even though he hasn't played, but he's done this every year. So he's done what he did with the Cowboys. Coming to the Cowboys without no type of training camp, without nothing. He's been doing this every year. It's nothing new to him. No, I'm not expecting him to play every snap, but I'm expecting him to be Jadeveon Clowney. I'm not expecting him to play every snap, but I'm expecting him to be Jadeveon Clowney. I'm just saying. But we're going to see how it goes. We're going to see how it goes. Donovan Wilson going to have to step up. We should blitz more with Donovan Wilson. And we can't make it so clear that the offense know that's what we're doing when it comes to Donovan Wilson. You can drop him back in coverage. I don't trust that. I just don't trust Donovan Wilson being in coverage. I just don't trust him being in coverage. He's shown me that he can't cover. Not even tight ends. He cannot cover. I would rather have Marquise Bell instead of Donovan Wilson. But, like I said, like I've been saying, that's just me. That's just me. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It just got to communicate. It's just simple as that. They just got to communicate. That defense needs to communicate. They have to communicate. In order for the defense to be successful, they have to communicate. But we're going to have to run the ball more with Javonte Williams. He had 18 carries against the Giants. I'm looking for him to have anywhere between 22 to 25 carries this game. This should be the game where he'll be over 100 yards. This should be the game where he's over 100 yards. And this could be the game where Pickens goes over 100 yards. Now, it might be CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, but I do believe that Pickens is going to go over 100 yards this game. Because they corners right now. They Pro Bowl corner. Johnson, he's out. So they got no Sean Wright, who's leading their team in interceptions. But this should be a big game for Dak. This should be. I hope and pray that they don't go lay a goose egg. But this should be a big game for Dak. We should win this game. We should win this game convincingly. We should win this game. It should be no doubt when it comes to this game. It shouldn't. It just shouldn't. We don't need no slow starts. And if let the offense, we want to talk offense, get the ball first. Don't put the defense out there first. Put the offense out there first. And I'm always the one that be like, okay, let's kick the ball off first. No, the offense. Let's put the offense out there first. I don't want to put the defense out there first. But we're going to see. Like I said, I will be covering the game on Sunday. Live stream, I will be covering the game live stream on Sunday. And I will be dropping another video before the game. So, y'all get back at me, all right? Make sure y'all go like, subscribe, and share. It's just a button, y'all. Y'all like the video? I appreciate y'all liking the video. I appreciate my subscribers that I do have. And y'all share me out. Until then, peace.